All right, so my name is Taro. I've been fly fishing for about 20 years now and fly tying for about 15. I'm an avid trout fisherman. Trout is basically what I specialize in and what I try to chase after the most. If it has a fin, I'm going after it, but trout is my go-to. So I started by watching The New Fly Fisher on YouTube and seeing the location on there, Igloo Lake Lodge, seeing all the big savage brook trout, the 5-pound plus brook trout. It was something that always tickled my fancy and made me want to get out there. One of my friends, Max, was at the Atlantic Salmon Federation's auction and was able to secure the trip for 4. Because of that, we were actually able to make it happen, and we couldn't have been happier. So I got a ding in our Facebook fishing group with me, Connor, and Tim, and Max. Guess what, boys? We're making this trip happen. We're going to Igloo Lake. And we did. So on our first day at Igloo Lake, we only fished for a few hours because we arrived halfway through the day. In those few hours, it was countless fish. And we had 7 fish that were between 2 and 6 pounds, which was crazy. It was in a little stretch of river, probably a few feet of water, and just fish after fish after fish. Our guide Alvin tied on a chartreuse Bunny Leech, and every single time we threw it out, as soon as it would sink under the water, boom, fish. Cast it out again, just let it sink down, boom, fish. And it was such a great opener to our trip. It just blew my mind. Our second day was a bit rainy, a bit windy, but we still made it work. We went out to the same hole in the river and again, cast after cast, just fish after fish. And that day we even hooked into a couple nice pike, which was pretty interesting seeing as we don't have them in Newfoundland. But again, the brook trout is what we were after. So what made the trip complete was on our last day, it was windy, rainy, kind of the typical Labrador, Newfoundland day. But we had a little opening in the weather, so we packed on our rain gear and decided to head out across the lake and try the honey hole. The honey hole is known for holding the big brook trout. So we got out there, our guide Alvin again said, tie on the bunny, tie on the bunny. So we tied that on, flicked it out, nothing. Hauled it in, flicked it out, nothing. Me and Tim switching up, nothing. Then we're about to pack up and we said, no, let's give it one more go. And we cast out the bunny muddler, or the bunny leech. And as soon as it sank down, went to strip in a little bit and boom, it brought up solid. At first I thought it was a rock or I'd caught the bottom or some weeds or something, but then it started head shaking. Just shaking and shaking and shaking. And the rod was bent right down. It was almost touching the water. We'd get in a couple feet and then it would take off again and go for another run. We'd get in a couple feet and it would take off again for another run. And finally, about after 5 minutes or so, we were able to get it in close to the boat, and our guide Alvin netted it, and believe it or not, it was an 8-pound brook trout. And it was an absolute life-changing experience, and it's something I can still close my eyes and see every single minute, and it's fantastic. If you can make it out to Igloo Lake, I would highly recommend it. It's a trip of a lifetime. You'll have memories forever, and it's something you can always look back on and smile.